Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, today's video is going to be about positive disciplining, how to talk to your children, how to get them to communicate better with you, how to understand them. If you're not a parent, keep watching because maybe one day you'll have kids and this is a very important information. So let's get right to it. First, I want to start off by saying that I do believe in positive disciplining, no yelling, no spanking, no anything of that sort, no timeouts. But don't get me wrong, it is hard for me to do this because I tend to, just go with my emotions. And if I'm stressed and I got a screaming kid behind me, I'm going to yell. So I've been trying to implement this strategy, this positive discipline for a while now. I am getting a lot better at it. It's more like an everyday thing. It's all in your head. It's kind of like you have to work on it daily to get better at it. You have to practice. So that is something that I am currently working on. It is not over if you yell at your kids, if you hit your kids. Like, there is still hope that you can fix it. You can become better every single day. The meaning of the word is to teach. Discipline actually means to teach. So how are we teaching our children? How are we becoming better role models? How are we becoming better teachers, better instructors to our children? And what are our methods? What are our teaching methods? Are we using what was taught to us? Whenever we discipline our children, our ultimate goal is to teach, depending on the action or whatever scenario was going on. Our purpose is to teach, to correct, not to punish and to threaten and do all those other negative things that ultimately may have a result, not the one that you're looking for. Again, every child is different and every parent is different, so this may feel like it may not work for everybody, but believe me, in one shape or form you can implement this and you can use this. So keep in mind that when you are trying to teach positive discipline in a very angry environment, if there's yelling and there's a lot of noise, very stressful environment, think about that you are trying to teach a dog to sit while fighting another dog. Like, that dog is not going to hear you, just going to ignore everything that you have to say. So the first question we need to ask ourselves is, why is my child acting this way? What could have triggered this emotion? By understanding that we can respond more compassionately, more effectively. And the goal of disciplining is we want to teach, not to punish. What lesson do I want to teach? Whether it's acting more responsibly or sharing. Times as parents, we often say no way too many times. No, and it just literally loses its meaning. Like, no is just in one ear, gone out the other ear. Like, it has no meaning. We have abused that word so much that our children are already like, that doesn't mean anything. So with this form of discipline, I feel like I found it to be very empathetic, because in certain situations, let's say your toddler's having a meltdown, you really get to connect with them, even if he's yelling and it's going crazy, everything's just going crazy. Just sit down, leveled out to however height they are, and look them in the eye and tell them, it's okay, I know you're upset. Like, for example, if they wanted something and you just can't give it to them, you can say, I know that you wanted, it's okay for you to be upset, I know that you wanted the toy, but right now you can't have the toy. If you're gonna give it to him later, make sure that you do give it to him later so that your word has value, that they believe you. You're not like controversial, that you say, no, you can't have this, and then you give it to them later. It's like, kids catch on to that. Kids are very, very smart. Here in educator, a child educator. I forgot, I think it was a TED Talk, I'm not really sure, but he said if you tell a kid 100 times no and they keep doing it, who has a real learning problem? And that was so funny to me, because I was like, yeah, sometimes we try to teach our kids a certain way, it doesn't work. We use, for example, your child does something bad, okay, time out. You know, you're depriving them of that connection with you. You're depriving them of that security. The child can feel like you're, you know, like you don't care about them. You just care about like their behavior, and you don't really connect with them, with their feelings. Like, why are they doing that? Why do they feel that way? I've seen it a lot in my 1-year-old. If I do something, he'll model it right back at me. Last time the dog was doing something and I just kind of moved him with my leg, and my son started kicking the dog. My son's 1-year-old, he's not hurting the dog, but he catches on to every single thing that I do, so I need to be very, very careful. I'm pretty sure other parents can relate as well. Like this video if your child models everything that you do. It's important to reassure our children that their feelings do matter, that they are important. Because yeah, it could be easier to just say, oh, stop crying. We are not connecting with our child. Our child will not have that connection with us that we would want them to have. And I also read something else that said our kids, something like our kids are no different than us adults, because it's just like when we have a conflict with someone, with our spouse or someone, and we want to know if they still care about us, do they hate us, do they care about us, like what are they feeling towards us after having that conflict. And it's the same with our children. Our children want to know, after I've had a big tantrum, a big emotion, like, does my parents still care about me? Do they see my feelings? And shout out to a Big Little Feelings account, Instagram account. I've learned a lot from them, and I read and watch every single day what they do. On many of their posts it says see them, address their feelings, and set boundaries. For example, see them. You see the feeling. I see that you want to go outside. I know that you want to go outside, or I know that you want the toy. And address their feelings. It's okay to feel sad or mad or stressed or whatever feeling that they're feeling. We can't have the toy inside, but once we go outside, you will have it. That's a boundary. Like, you can't break that boundary. You have to be firm on what you say, because if you're not, then the next time it's more likely that they will, if you don't keep your word, they'll know that they kind of get their own way. And I also read something that was really interesting, and it says an escalated adult cannot de-escalate an escalated child. If you don't understand what that means, it's basically an angry adult cannot calm down an angry child. The one that has to self-control and focused on what's the problem, what's going on. This is their Instagram account. I'll insert a picture right here. Their account is literally Big Little Feelings. I love the title of that. It explains it so compassionately in the title. They have big feelings. They're little, but their feelings are, our kids can have big feelings. We recognize those feelings. And look, they just posted, this is a while back, but it says parents are allowed to hold boundaries and kids are allowed to feel upset about them. If our kids feel upset or sad or whatever the case may be because of our boundaries, it's okay. They have the right to feel upset. Another thing that they posted, it says instead of saying, they have like their charts. It says instead of saying not right now, I can't play with you all day, I have to take care of this house. Try saying, I'd like to play cards together, that's so fun. When I'm finished folding these clothes in 10 minutes, we can play. I can't wait. You saw them, you saw their feelings, what they wanted to do with you. So they have a lot of great stuff on their channel. I highly recommend that you follow them. They have a lot of things that you can really connect to as a parent. And if you're not a parent, you know, get a feel what it is to have kids and be prepared for when you do have kids. So that is it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for coming back to my channel. I'll give this video a big thumbs up, like if you like the topic of positive discipline, if you're trying it out, if you're interested in trying it out, if you're getting there like me. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.